What does Snoop Dogg use to keep his shirts white?
Shirts white? Did you say weed?
Bleach!
Savage.
Why does Snoop Dogg carry around an umbrella?
Why?
For drizzle. Alright. This sucker. You're gonna get one of these. Guaranteed. Let's just get it off our chest right now. It's gonna happen.
I cried.
First thing you gotta do is get your factor. So you better subtract 2 from both sides. You can square it right now. Actually, if you wanted to. Because then it would be x squared equals 2 plus 4i squared, which would be 2 plus 4i times 2 plus 4i, and then you'd have to do distributive property. You can do it that way. Or you can subtract the 2 first and get x minus 2 equals 4i, and then square both sides. Either way, you should get the same thing, if you're careful. So I like this way just because, I don't know, I think it's easier. Because x minus 2 squared is just x squared minus 4x plus 4, and that's 16 times I squared, which is negative 16, right?
Yes.
Add 16, you get x squared minus 4x plus 20 equals 0.
You can factor that.
No, you can't factor that.
No.
You know how I know you can't factor that? Because that's what you get when you solve for x.
Oh, yeah.
So you would have to use quadratic formula, and if you used quadratic formula, you would get that.
It was your mistake.
I think you'd do the same thing here. You'd get 4 plus 8i plus 8i. No, you wouldn't. Because you're still going to have an I in there. Plus
But when you
16i
work it all the
squared.
way out.
Huh?
But then when you work it all the way out, doesn't it?
I don't know how the I is going to go away, though. You're still going to have an I.
Yeah.
So no, you cannot do it that way. Never mind.
Subtract first, then square.
Subtract with the square, then the I will go away.
Okay, so that's one of the.
That's one of your factors. If you were able to factor that, that would be one of your factors. So if you divide that by that, you'll get your other factors.
So you use your factor and long divide and do long division on the original equation. Why did I not? Okay, that's factor because you're
This is long. And then you go like x squared, x to the 4th minus 4, x to the 3rd plus 20x squared, and then you remember to subtract everything, and that's 0, and that's 0, and 11 minus 20 is negative 9. You bring the rest of the stuff down. And you go x squared goes into that, negative 9 times, and you multiply it, and negative 9x squared plus 36x minus 180. Holy smokes, look at that, we're already done.
That's
Really?
0. You better get a remainder of 0. If you didn't get a remainder of 0, you either did something wrong here, or you might have done something wrong here.
So then those are your 2 factors of.
So yeah, your 2 factors are this and this.
Okay. Okay.
So now you already know, if I set this factor equal to 0 and solve for x, I get that.
Yes.
If I set this factor equal to 0 and solve for x, you can add 9 and square root it, but then you will most likely forget about the negative 3. So I would factor it. So x equals 3, and negative 3, and 2 plus 4. It's 2 plus or minus 4i, and plus or minus 3. Those are your 4 answers.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
What's the fancy schmancy word for why it's plus and minus 4i? Because those roots come in conjugate pairs or whatever.
Conjugate pairs. Complex roots, complex because it has an I, always occur in conjugate pairs. So you're always going to have a positive and negative root.
You know that piece of paper now?
I think I'm done with this. Am I done with this piece of paper?
I want a copy of that. Thank you.
You can have it, Jay.
Score. Sign what I got.
Graphy.
That is his autograph.
I have a piece of graph paper up here ready to go.
Do you need one? You got one?
Just losing stuff left and right today. Alright.
Here.
Henry has you covered if you want over there.
Just pass it along. Pass it along.
Maybe if he was tries to help.
Teamwork.
Thanks.
Maybe you work on it.
Actually, I might as well do it all on this piece of paper. Alright, number uno. Y equals 3x to the third plus 3x squared minus 12x. What's the first thing you're going to do if you want to
Factor.
graph that?
4 3.
Factor it.
Factor it.
And I group it.
Pull a 3x squared, that leaves x plus 1. Pull a negative 12 because I know I need an x plus 1. So it's 3x
And key
squared
factor
minus
that more.
12 times x plus 1. That's further factorable.
Pull out a 3.
Pull a 3 and you got x squared minus 4.
That's also factorable.
Still factorable.
It's the difference of two squares.
X plus
Okay, I'm on a different
2,
problem.
x minus 2, x plus 1. There we go. So your x-intercepts are negative 2, positive 2,
And negative 1.
and negative 1.
And we know end behavior.
End behavior of an odd x to the third
Starts
is
down, ends up.
down and up. So I go, and I'm also going to ask for the y-intercept, of course.
Negative
0
12.
plus 2.
There's your answer to your question, so when you're like, do I really need that 3 there?
12.
Yes, because when you go to find your y-intercept, and you
Yeah.
plug in 0, I just plug in 0 for x up here, actually, that makes it a lot easier.
It's just 12.
Anyone ever think of that? Just go 0, 0, 0, negative 12. So that's 0, negative 12.
Do you want us to write it that way, or can we just write negative 12? Next
Oh, you
one.
can just write negative 12. This is number 1 on the graph. It's a polynomial. You may be given it like this and have to factor it, or you may be given just factors and then have to graph it.
I'm just gonna write it
There
down.
will be one of these. You could also get one that's like
Because these are easy, I just.
x plus 1 squared times x minus 3 to the third times x plus 4. You could be asked to graph that. Go ahead and take
6.
30 seconds right now. Try.
Wait,
I'm going to mix in some new with this old.
Wait, what are we doing?
Graphing that. Oh, and just for fun, let's put a negative in front.
Okay.
Why I gotta do this? Why I gotta do this?
No one's that far yet.
I hate you.
Just put a negative in front.
I can't believe you've done this.
what?
I can't believe you've done this.
Oh,
Multiply them
what are we doing?
Graph.
So negative 1.
You're not graphing.
You know end behavior.
I kind of know what it looks like. Yeah.
This is so.
Bro, your y-intercept's gonna be freakishly big.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I remember the law.
It's gonna end behavior is like a negative parabolo.
Yeah, I know, but that's. Oh. It's the third though, so like,
It's gonna bounce.
it would go like this.
Bounce off the X.
But no, it's gonna go like.
Oh shit.
This, and then, yeah, it's gonna tell you.
What is that?
Which one?
Those are my x-intercepts.
Those are,
Yeah.
it's the
I know.
same thing, but I just got mine upside down.
Isn't
It's like
it?
squared right there. so it's-
Well, actually, it's supposed to be that's.
Negative
I
1,
got mine upside down.
positive 3.
Those are negative.
Oh, how's that a positive? It's a negative. That's a positive.
I got the same thing.
If it
No, I
bounces
was
back,
thinking
it
y-intercept.
doesn't work.
X-intercept.
I've got it.
Change the
'Cause it's
sign,
negative,
right?
Jake.
Negative 1, positive 3, negative 4.
Oh, it is
You
negative.
start at the top or bottom?
Put it
Because of the negative.
Start
at the bottom.
Starts down, ends down.
It's a negative.
So you got, let's talk about x-intercepts first. Everyone clear on that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Set each factor equal to 0 or just change the sign. You're not going to have, when you get these,
Do you already have the test?
never mind. No. But I'm not going to give you one with like a 2 in front.
Okay, thank you.
On this problem though, but on the other ones, you might. So
Factor it out.
just set it, just like, make sure if you got a factor that's 2x plus 1, that your x-intercept is not -1, but
It's
it's
negative half.
-1/2, because you would go equals 0 minus 1, and then you'd have to divide by 2, so it'd be -1/2. Just be careful on that. These don't have any numbers in front, so it's just -1, +3, and -4. Easy. Then you do end behavior, and you're like x squared, x to the third, and x. That's 2, 5, 6 of them.
So it starts down and down.
X to the 6 is usually up and up,
Yeah.
but with a negative in front, it's down and down.
Told you.
If this one had a negative in front, remember it would be up and then down. That's with a negative x to the third, or x to the fifth, or x to the seventh. So down and down, so I know this is going to be, and this is going to be, and so I just got to fill in the middle. It's got to go through there.
Bounces.
Let's see, on the -1, when it's
Bounces.
squared, it's
It
going to
bounces.
bounce off that one.
Hit 12.
And then,
Gonna do a little shimmy.
and then,
That's what you guys can have to say.
this one is going to be a shimmy, so I didn't really, that's hard to, just go like this if you're a crappy drawer.
All
This is
right.
what we call a shimmy.
That's a very.
You guys are going to do that, you guys are going to do that in college.
Yeah.
The teacher's going to be like, what in the hell are you drawing?
What is a shimmy?
What is a shimmy?
What does that do with math?
What is this woo-woo? Why are you putting woo-woo on your paper?
So it'd be like this, label your y-intercept, it is not 12.
It isn't?
Yeah.
Wait, why isn't it?
Negative, and then it's 1 squared times -3 to the
Oh.
third times
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
So it's -27
Times -1.
times -1, so 27 times 4 is 108.
That's the y-intercept.
Wow.
So that's 108.
It's not drawn to scale.
Man, like,
You don't have to, who says you have to go on the
It's a
same,
sketch.
you don't have to go by the same scale on your x and y axis.
You know?
I always put like.
You can go by ones on your x and a millions on your y. It doesn't
27
matter.
times 4.
You have to be consistent with each gap
25 times 4.
along there. You can't go by ones this way and five, you can't on the
I was gonna say that.
But your axes, you can go by anything you want on this one and anything you want on this one. You don't have to go by the same. Yes.
When are we gonna get our ultimate stuff?
Never.
As soon as Mary Cruz gets her quiz done.
The heck, my cruise?
Haven't I given them all back except one, the circle one?
Yeah, the circle ones.
I've given them all back except
I'm
the
the only
circle one.
one left.
No, you're not the only one.
No, I haven't taken mine yet.
Alexis, Adam.
Okay, then I'll-
I think I wanted to make that.
I don't need this though.
Oh, we're still drafting. Number 2 from your work, let's see. Who wants to summarize the strategy for this?
I got a factor.
you do the bottom
You
and
gotta
then
shift it over.
you draw the
You
bottom
gotta-
part,
you gotta
and
the
then you have
opposite
to do
one.
the other
Isn't
part.
this right?
Inverted part.
Right.
Gotta just stack.
Okay, so you basically, you take the bottom half and you put it up top. You do the reciprocal.
The flip a pop it.
Yeah, you flip flop.
X minus 6, x plus 3.
I just did it on top, but okay.
You do x, y intercepts right now?
No.
Yeah.
No?
No, I do the reciprocal first and then I just do it to the.
I'd do it. It doesn't matter. I would do it right now. Why not?
I do it. That's how I
You do
do
you.
You know, x-intercepts and.
I do the original and then I do the
+6 and -3 is the.
Oh, you do the. This is the original.
like the original. I do the bottom.
You do the. He's the.
I do the inverted
Yes.
part of the inverted. The inversion of the inverted.
Yeah,
There's
so,
reciprocal and then there's reciprocal, there's reciprocal.
Yeah.
yeah, I do reciprocal and then reciprocal of these.
So if you do the reciprocal, it's. I'm going by 2s. Nope, not. Oh yeah, I'm going by. Yeah, fudge. One.
Just put it between 2 and 4.
It's too hard because then I'm not going to go by ones.
-3 is +6.
Make things drawing.
-3, positive 6.
Why is the paper green or yellowish?
Because the document camera's about to die.
Okay.
X squared is just a parabola, right?
Yep,
So it's just
up and
a
up.
parabola.
Random
It's a
shimmy,
beautiful
never
smiley
what that
face.
was.
Shimmy!
What's going to happen at -3, positive
Asymptote.
6? on this one?
Asymptote.
It's not like random dot.
Doesn't he? As if.
Hey, keep this going.
Okay.
From the left of -3, it's always positive.
To the left of -3, it's always
And
positive.
it starts really small, so it's gonna start really big.
It's going to start really big and then get really
Small.
as you move left to right, or right to
It's
left.
gonna look like this.
Yes.
When I go just to the left of -3, it's really small, so this is going to be really big. It's gonna go-
Do you want us to do a point for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you lost that point.
Plug in a point like -4. Probably should. -4 minus 6 is -10. -4 plus 3 is -1, so it's 1/10. So my graph, yeah, that's way inaccurate. It should be like,
Just put a dot there and then write 1/10.
Yeah.
and then in here, just to the left, to the right of -3, it's really small and negative, so it's going to be really big and negative. And then it just kind of gets
Goes through your y-intercept.
just bigger and bigger, so it's going to get smaller and smaller.
Could be an upside down parabola.
It's going to be an upside down parabola.
Goes through the y-intercept.
Oh, the y-intercept, we better get that.
It's -18.
No,
118.
-1/18.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's.
Plug 0 into the original. 0, 0, -1/18. So really, really like,
It's right there, guys.
Slide by there.
really, really small. And it's probably going to hang out really, really small for a while, I'm guessing.
I feel like I remember about half.
I'm going to plug in one other point, 2. 2 would be 1 over -4 times 5, -1/20th. So it got smaller.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gonna be
because
like,
that's going to be closer to the center of the
you
parabola.
know, I bet it's even going to be small here. Like if I plug in
Yeah.
-2,
Yeah.
that's going to be -8, and that's going to be 1, it's -1/8. So it doesn't, yeah, it's real flat and then goes shoo. And then real flat, and then goes shoo.
How's that again?
If you want a 4, you better do that.
Okay.
Anything else, just like, we get a 3 plus maybe. It's not 4 level work.
Anyway, the other one is starts positive, starts really big.
And then this one, yeah, it's gonna start, it's gonna be like this. Gonna
Oh,
plug in
it's super
7,
close, remember?
it's 1/10 again. So yeah, it's like real tight. What happened, Mary Grace?
Nothing. It's 10%.
Oh.
It's not battery.
It's not even like on
Like and
the
subscribe.
screen though.
Any question on that? Oh, another reciprocal one? I guess.
Come on, bro. What you know about us?
Another reciprocal one. Ooh, it's got a negative. Perfect. I love it.
It's a negative reciprocal that they ugly.
Oh, great. This has a nice bottom too.
What's wrong, Henry?
So if you try to graph this, you know, I might just give you one of these and then tell you to show the
All of your
reciprocal
work.
also.
You're awful.
That way it's 2 birds, 1 stone. I can get it done in like 4 problems. I can give you this whole test in 4 problems basically.
Oh,
A
so like
circle.
we do the reciprocal and then the reciprocal and the reciprocal, two asymptotes, and then,
Hey, don't do that.
you do reciprocal and then the reciprocal and the reciprocal.
What's wrong, Juliana?
I'm not gonna know how to do that,
Then you like a negative.
That's your fault.
You know how to do this
man.
one?
Shut up. I wasn't talking.
What are the x-intercepts?
0,
2 and 1
2,
and 0.
-2,
1, 0. Yes. And it's x to the 4th. So it's going to be up and up. Hold on.
Down, down.
I forgot about that negative. When you flip it, it's still negative.
No, down, down.
So it's down, down. So it's going to be down. Which one's it bounce off of? 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to go up through there, down through there, bounce off, and back down.
That's weird.
Y-intercept is already done.
0.
0. So now I think we're ready to graph that one. You know your asymptotes are the y-axis axis. 1 and 2. Should have gone by halves maybe.
Isn't
How
zero?
am I gonna write those
Wasn't
things?
zero be one too?
It is
I did.
It is.
Oh,
Mr.
0, 1,
Hawkins,
2.
how are we gonna write in those?
0, 1, 2, yes.
Please
That's
zoom
right.
in the graph.
no.
And then, so you go to the left of 0 and you're going to be
Big.
negative infinity. It gets smaller. Let's plug in -1 just for fun. So f negative 1 would be -1 over -1 times -1 minus 2 is -3, squared is 9. -1 minus 1 is -2. So I got positive 2, 18, -1, 18. So that's here, it's really small already. So that tells me it's just going to be like,
Tight.
and it's tight, yes. Because some of them are like way down here like that. So that's just plugging in a couple points, just checks you, like, is it like sucked right up to there like that, or is it like way out here like this?
What's a safe place to put it if you don't want to do that?
Why would you do that? It takes like 2 seconds out of your day.
Just right in between them.
So at the end of the semester, you're like, what do I have a B plus?
I'm wondering that right now.
Remember when you asked me for the how to do it in the least possible work?
Yeah.
That's why you have a B plus, and not an A. So, or you just do it.
Good.
Hawkins, to put all my work
Okay, in here, it's going to be infinity, get smaller, and then go back to infinity. So it's going to be like a parabola.
But it's
So you
super
plug
tiny.
in one
It's
half.
super tiny, so I'd plug in a half. That sucks. Try not to do this in the test, but you never know what happens, you know? Sometimes I forget to make the test, and then it's like 5th period, and I'm like, crap, I gotta make the test. Sometimes they get ugly when that happens. 1/2 minus 2 squared times 1/2 minus
It's miserable.
1. Oh, it's not that bad.
It's okay, I actually plugged that into my calculator.
1/2 minus 2 is -3/2.
Calculator overloads.
Squared is 9/4. Times a
So
half.
No, it's not bad.
Times -1/2. -9 over 2 is 16. And then flip it, and it's going to be 16 ninths.
Yeah.
Positive. One, little one, it's like right here.
Into a half,
Do you want us to like write the point that we have? That we
Oh yeah, if you're like really going for it, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. If you got time, go ahead and do that. And then you got to do this one too. Ooh, that one's ugly. So then you got to put 3 halves.
Negative. Or no, it's 3 halves, but it's going
So
negative.
-1 over 3 halves times 3 halves minus 2 is 3 halves minus 4 halves, which is -1/2 squared. And 3 halves minus 1 is a half, positive. So -1/2 squared is a fourth, and 8, 3/16. Flip it, negative, what did I say, 3/16?
Yep.
16 thirds. It's negative? Oh yeah, it is negative. Ooh. That's nice. So what is that, 5?
Yeah, it's just over 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, miss.
That's a teeny
Remember, that's only if you want an A. If you're cool with that B plus, put that sucker anywhere you want.
Just slide it in there.
Big
And then over here, same thing. It's going to be like this, I know that. Or is this the crosser? Oh, we never talked about the ones that cross the verticals.
Nope. You said we always get to it.
Kinda did a little bit.
with the next test.
No, put it on this test. Let's go. Let's get to it eventually.
Agreed.
As you guys are.
It doesn't on reciprocals, it'll never do that. You have to have something on top also. It will never. And actually, technically, it never crosses the horizontal. There's just a...
A gap in it or what?
Yeah, I never talked about that. But this one,
With E.
it's going to be negative and fit. So it's like this. Just got to figure out the... if it's sucked right up there, if it's all way out here. Judging by this one, I bet it's the same. But let's plug in 3 just to make sure. Plug in 3 and you get 3 times 1 times 2 is -1/6. Yep, so it's pretty much just like There you go.
Ain't nothing to it.
Weak
It only
sauce.
took us 10 minutes.
That problem?
Made me do it.
There's a lot of like
Side conversation.
banter in there. You know?
Well, it's very tedious.
It's a little tedious. I think this whole thing is tedious.
It looks so much easier when you do it.
Yeah, so how long do we have to take this test?
50 minutes. 52 if you get to class early.
And you should.
I'm gonna take
sit
advantage of
down.
an extra 2 for
And then, all right, another one. That's why I'm trying to cut down the number of problems by just getting as much stuff into one problem as
Wait,
possible.
the test is tomorrow, right? I won't be here. Or Thursday.
I'm aware.
What's he gonna take on the bus?
Graph that sucker.
Oh.
That's when we have to do the y-intercept, x-intercept, asymptotes, and all that stuff, right?
This one?
Technically, you gotta do that on all of them. So.
Well, I mean, like, this is the one where we had to actually write them out.
X-intercepts, plug in 0 for y, multiply both sides by x plus 3. So you got 5x minus 10 equals 0. Add 10, divide by 5, so x
Two.
equals 2. Alright? And then y-intercept, plug in 0 for x, 0, 0. So it's negative 10 thirds, which is negative 3 and a third.
Oh, yeah, because I want to do
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So negative 3 and a third right there-ish. And then vertical asymptotes.
Negative 3.
Yep. X equals negative 3 doesn't work, so negative 3. And then other asymptotes. You have to remember all the rules. It's too long to do. And see what you
It's
get.
0, isn't it? No.
No, because this you can
Least
actually.
coefficient.
If you can't do long division, then it's just the x-axis.
Right.
But if you can do long division, it's y equals whatever you get up here.
Minus the remainder. 'cause
Just
you don't
get
care.
rid of the remainder, yeah.
Y
X
equals
goes into
5.
5x, 5 times x is 5x, 5 times that's 15, subtract, that's 0, that's like negative 25. I'm done, there's my remainder, don't care, so it's just y equals 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, dang it.
Just count by, just count by 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nailed it.
Okay. Oh, then that makes this one long though.
I'm just curious. The
1, 2,
the intersection
three,
of those
that's
two asymptotes, does anything weird happen there?
well, when two asymptotes touch, yeah, it usually gets pretty weird. But
Well, when they love each other very much, you say fish?
no. So now what?
Now you gotta graph the original.
You gotta draw it.
Right?
Yeah, so you wanna kind of see where.
Check signs, yeah.
That's what I.
So you graph
Check sign.
5x minus 10 times x.
Check signs, just graph the original, bro.
No, you multiply these, whatever's on top and whatever's on bottom, multiply them together and graph that.
Yeah. So
Because the product and quotient have the same sign no matter what the numbers are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, assuming you're multiplying and dividing the same numbers, your signs will always be the same.
That's what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, same dude.
I didn't see the relevance to it until now.
Whoa, I didn't either. No, that's not what it means. Because they use P for the top and Q for the bottom.
So
But
you
that's not
use
what
my
it means.
Q's.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, we discovered it.
Yeah.
Darn.
He's like, no.
So this one would be, let's see, that's 2. And that one's negative 3. That's just a parabola. So I believe it would just be like that, eh? So to the left of negative 3, it's positive. Well, I got 2 positive regions here.
So it's
What
gonna
am I going to do?
Plug in the point.
Might as well, yeah, just play on point. Do you know how to check if it crosses the horizontal asymptote?
Slap a negative 4 in there.
Because what if it's like this and it crosses that sucker?
The line tells you the line.
It has to do with the end. points, right?
Yeah,
And-
or it could come down and cross it and then just follow it
Follow
towards
it,
the
yeah.
end. So what you do to check, because you don't want to plug in lots of points, you just want to plug in like 1 point.
So, this is on the extreme side? So basically it's 5.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
So to check if it crosses an asymptote, vertical, or not vertical, horizontal or slant, take your original equation and set it equal to the equation of the asymptote.
Oh, and that'll give you the point at where it
And that'll
crosses
tell you if they cross. So ready?
Both sides,
I multiply both sides by x plus 3. 5x minus 10 equals 5x plus 15.
They don't.
Subtract 5x from both sides. Negative 10 equals 15.
No.
No, it doesn't. That tells me these they don't cross. So this, I am not going to cross that asymptote, which tells me I'm probably just above it. There's no way I'm below it, because I don't cross the x-axis either, and there's no way something's going to sit inside of these two horizontal lines and do, like, that can't be. Because it's a function, I can't have it on top of itself, so it's got to be up here.
Oh, yes, duh.
Plug in negative 4, let's see. Plug in negative 4, I'm running out of room for work.
Negative point.
Negative 20 minus 10 is negative 30 over negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. I get positive 30. Holy smokes. So it's going to be one of these ones where it's like, it's way out. It's not one of the ones that comes and sucks up right up tight. Maybe I'll find another plug-in. If you're like, oh, I got 5 minutes left and this is my last problem on my test, maybe you get a little more accurate. But if not, just give me some.
More accurate.
Yeah, I didn't realize we only had 5 minutes left. Okay.
Why do you have 2 items?
Because I went by ones and then I went by twos, and so I crossed out one off. Yeah, and so this one, you've already got these 2 points. Okay, so we already know it's like that. Oh, and if we look here, we see that it's negative from here to here, and it's positive to the right of that forever. Feeling good? Looks like I'm not going to have time to talk about crossing vertical asymptotes, darn.
Darn.
Crossing
shape.
Wait,
They never
crossing
actually...
verts?
Huh?
That's not a
Crossing
thing.
verts?
Yeah,
That's not a thing.
it is a thing.
Cross.
They don't actually cross it. There's a hole in it, though.
There's a tiny gap.
There's a tiny gap.
What?
If you zoom in far enough on the graphic calculator, you'll see a little tiny gap.
That's
Why
weird.
the? Why? Why the?
Because it happens if you get something like x plus 2 times x plus 1 over x plus 2. It's called a removable, it's calculus, that part.
Just do like a quick explanation.
If you plug negative 2 into this, you get no solution.
Uh-huh.
But if you go, you could plug negative 2 into that and you get negative 3.
Okay.
Which tells me at negative 2 there is a vertical asymptote because my original is that. But at negative 3 the thing is going to cross right there like that, and there's just going to be a little gap in that. Because that's the only point where it'll work is negative 2. If I go just to the left of it or just to the right of it, it'll work. And I'll get really
It's like
close.
a little itty gap.
Didn't have time to get to that one. Anyone want it?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Do
Let's
you
do
know
it
a
real
piece of
quick.
paper?
No.
You like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, a piece of paper.
Plug in 0 for y. I think it's 6 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 and negative 6. Y-intercept is 0, 0, negative 24. Vertassum is negative 1. Horizontal is actually a slant.
It's x plus 2, I think.
X plus 2. Yeah, long division. You guys got it.
Oh yeah, I heard the long.
I got it.
X.
I want him to do the board.
Subtract.
Oh, it is like
Plus 1, yeah. So it's x plus 1.
Oh, God,
So it's like that. That.
Where are you?
So that's what you get when you do the long division. do long division?
Yeah, I did. But why did you want to?
X times x plus 1 is x squared plus x. Subtract 2x minus x is x. X goes into x one time.
Okay.
The rest I don't care because it's remainder.
Yeah.
So it should look like that,
I know how to do
and then something like that.
See, that's what I like.
That's what you should get.
I know how to do it.
Okay.
Point points.